Hi, this is Kim Young, founder of Healthy Little Cooks, and today we're going to talk about ingredient substitutions. We've all been there. We have our favorite meal or our dish and it's packed full of unhealthy foods and ingredients. Well, we're going to talk about some of my favorite substitutions. So let's just get started because you're going to need this information to create some awesome, delicious, healthy recipes of your own. So here we have some of my favorite sweeteners. Instead of sugar, there's a lot of options that you have. We often use brown sugar and regular white sugar because that's what we're used to. So I'm going to open up your cooking horizon and show you some of my other sweeteners that I use. The first one is maple syrup. This is one of my favorites that I use a lot in baking with cookies and breads. I also use it if I'm making a caramelized something, like maybe caramelized onions, for example, to stick on some awesome pizza. Here's a hint. So another one is raw honey. This is really good if you are making a lot of smoothies because it has natural antioxidants. It's wonderful. We can talk about the benefits of all these ingredients later, but right now, trust me, raw honey is fabulous if you're making a dish where there's no cooking involved. The other one is stevia. This is a 0-calorie sweetener that is wonderful for people that are really concerned about their sugar intake, whether it be diabetes or just if you're overly concerned about insulin. This is a wonderful sweetener. One of my favorite natural sweeteners and my hidden ingredient on so many things are dates. Dates are wonderful. You can make date syrup, so instead of using caramel apples, you can use date apples. That recipe is on my website. But what you do when you use dates for the first time, do not forget to pop them open. Oh, I got a little excited, I popped them open first. Take this pit out because if you don't take the pit, you're gonna mess up your whole ingredients. I've done that before where I just stuck them in a food processor and next thing you know, I have dates and pits. Nobody wants to eat dates and pits. So here we go. It's just easy. You just open them up. Oh, this is a great date. And then you just take the pit out, throw it away. Okay? So the next thing we have is the coconut palm sugar made from coconuts, and it's an excellent sweetener. You can use it in baking, cooking, a lot of different things. It's very versatile. And this actually is some date paste. If you like the dates so much, you can cook them down and turn them into your own paste. Here you go, here you go. And it tastes wonderful. You can put it on bread if you want to use that instead of jelly or jam. So those are my sweeteners. If you are in a place where it's difficult to find these types of sweeteners, just go online and do a search. You can get them on a lot of different places that actually will be a lot cheaper than if you go to the store anyway. So you don't have an excuse not to use something other than sugar this holiday or for baking all year long. So next, let's talk about how you can lower your sodium intake. A lot of times when we start cooking, the first thing we grab are garlic and sodium, or garlic, salt, and pepper. So what we want to do is we want to start getting familiar with other spices. The more spices you use, the less sodium and salt you're going to need. My first is turmeric powder. Love this. I use it in soups. I use it almost everywhere. Turmeric is we can go into the properties later, but they are natural anti-inflammatory, antiseptic. They're wonderful with lowering the blood sugar, the inflammation in the body. It's great, but there's definitely a taste to it, so you want to get used to that. Second, I love dill and cilantro, cinnamon, basil, and vanilla. And as you can see, I do not have fresh herbs. You don't always need them. I prefer fresh herbs, but I have tons of dry herbs on call for when I need them. Okay, so those are my lower sodium substitutions. The next one are helping you cut the fat, the butter, and the butter, maybe the shortening too, and then we'll come back to butter. So you want to replace that butter and oil with heart-loving coconut oil. You can use coconut oil and it smells good. You just want to eat it. You smell it? It smells so good. You can use coconut oil for all of your baking. It comes hard like this when the temperature is colder. When the temperature rises a little bit, it melts into a liquid. So when you're using this, just go ahead and put it in some warm water and it will liquefy, and you can add it to all of your cooking, from granola bars to cakes to sauteing recipes, sauteing your chicken. You can use it for everything. And you can also use it as a moisturizer, which, yeah, I washed my hands, so don't worry about it. So there's the coconut oil. The second thing is applesauce. I made my own this morning, so just wanted to show you applesauce and the cinnamon. Oh, so great. But you can use applesauce in place of oil when baking as well. And here's two of, this is not so secret, this is kind of semi-secret. These are really great for replacing with oil, or if you need to oil in baking, or if you want to add a little like a little smoothiness to a milkshake or a smoothie. So I use the darker bananas because they have a higher sugar content. And when you get a banana, or when you get an avocado, you want to make sure that it's not too firm and it's not too squishy, because if it's too firm, it's not yet ripe, and if it's squishy, then it's overripe. So this is my oil fat substitution pile, my favorites. There are more, but these are the ones that I use most common. Now on to the peanut butter. I just want to bring you to an awareness on a few things. That a lot of things like peanut butter, and I guess I should have ketchup and spaghetti sauce or marinara sauce, a lot of them have hidden sugar. So although this isn't a substitution, I just wanted to make you guys aware, when you are swapping out ingredients or you're building a recipe using healthy ingredients, you've got to look at the label. So you want to have items that do not have added sugar. Palm oil is a really big thing on peanut butter, and this does not have any. All this is peanuts. It doesn't even have salt. Why do you need salt? Because you can add your own, so you don't need anyone adding salt for you. So this is a substitution that a lot of people that have nut allergies are aware of, and a lot of people that have just learned that they have nut allergies need to be familiar with. This is sun butter. You don't have to use this brand, but it's actually sunflower seed butter. And I really like this this brand because, again, it doesn't have any added ingredients or sugar, and you can use it just like peanut butter, same ratio. The only thing I caution you of is if you're trying to make sun butter cookies, they will turn green. They won't taste any differently, but something about the chemical breakdown of it will turn those cookies green. So you might want to cook them around St. Patrick's Day or Christmas and just decorate them green anyway. The other thing that I want to bring your attention to is chicken broth or broth. I use vegetable broth, and very rarely do I purchase vegetable broth. I usually make my own, and you just stuff a whole lot of vegetables into a pot, fill it with water, boil it, and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. You drain all of that water out, and that water is your broth. So that's how you make your own broth. But when you're purchasing broth, we all know we're in a pinch when you're duplicating recipes, especially soups. And I actually use broth sometimes in pasta dishes. You want to make sure, again, look at the ingredients on here, and they don't have any carrageenan, which is a thickener, and they don't have any added sugar. And if you can get away with it, don't have any added sodium. Why? Because you can add your own salt. You don't need anyone adding salt for you. Here's my last tip. Now, as someone who does not eat dairy or drink milk, these are my two favorite things to thicken up almost everything, from a creamy broccoli soup to a smoothie. I use these things hand in hand. Coconut milk. This is my favorite brand. They don't pay me. This is the cheapest brand that I can find. It's $1.40 in the store. All the other brands are $2 and $3. It's Golden Star. I don't even know this company. But not only is this my favorite brand because all they have are coconut milk and water, no more added ingredients, and it has a lot of creamy coconut milk, okay? And the creamy stuff is what you can take out and you can add to a lot of your dishes to make it creamy. And no one really knows that you're not using cream, heavy cream and milk. My other secret weapon, and I only use this for ingredients that me or my husband or some of my other kids are eating. I have one nut-free allergy child in the house, so I don't cook with this often, but cashews, once you grind them up and soak them, or I should say, once you soak them and you grind them up, you can turn them into creamy dishes, or you can turn them also into ricotta cheese, cream cheese. There's so many things that you can do with cashews. I make nut cheesecakes, so you would never even know that they're made with cashews. Cashews are wonderful, so it's a great idea. If you're looking to get some of the dairy out of your life, you want to pick up one of these two things. So, I am really excited to get cooking with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see all of the awesome recipes that you're going to make using your own substitutions. And hey, if I missed something on this list, email me, get on the site, share what your favorite substitution is with the rest of our family.